Okay, so I've made some changes to the automatic finder or automatic highlighter, whatever you want to call it. Um, they're basically just uh, making it a little bit more stable and a little bit easier to use. The highlighter has to be used in developer mode at the moment because it's not in the Google Store. If you're trying to add an extension to Chrome, there's only two ways you can do it. One is through the store, and the other is in the developer mode. I haven't placed this in the store yet because that costs a little bit of money, and I'm not sure if anybody will actually use this or not, so I don't want to bother if nobody thinks it's worth having. If you want to use it, you have to turn developer mode on, and I don't recommend leaving it on or the extension installed because when you have the developer mode on, you're pretty much exposed to malicious activity. I'll show you how it works and how to install it, but just be aware that once you're done with it, you should turn it off and uninstall it. Most people aren't going to be using it constantly anyways. Nobody really needs to check their collections all that often, but it is handy to use. Okay, so when you get the extension, it will be compressed. It'll be in a zip file. Uncompressing it will give you these 5 files. You can place the folder wherever you like. It doesn't really matter. You're going to be using Chrome's extension installer, and it basically just wants to know where the folder is. So it doesn't matter where you place it, just as long as you know where it is. So this is how you would install it. Like I said, you'd have to unzip the file first, and then you're going to turn on in Chrome. I'm using Brave, which is a Chrome browser. You can use Edge as also a Chrome browser. Obviously, Chrome is a Chrome browser, and there may be other ones I don't really know, but that's the only type of browser that I've created the extension for at the moment. I could probably do a Firefox one, but I haven't seen a need for it. So in the hamburger menu, you'll find the extensions tab, and from there you want to manage extensions. That will bring up this window. The jigsaw puzzle piece is the extension manager. If it's not visible, that probably means that you don't have any extensions installed. If you do have extensions installed, it should show up in the toolbar up the top. If it isn't, that's not really a problem because, again, you can just enter the extensions menu from this manager. So what you're going to do is turn on developer mode, and then you're going to load unpacked. From there, you will get a window that it's looking for the location of the folder that you've just unpacked. It won't show you, or it may not show you, any files in that folder, or it may. It depends on which browser you're in. Brave doesn't show it. Edge does. I'm not sure what the difference is, but that's what it is. So anyways, I've selected the folder that the files are in, even though I can't see them, and then it will show you the extension that you've just installed. This extension won't show up in the toolbar until you turn on the pin to taskbar. This is in Brave. Again, in Edge, I think it automatically shows. I'm not sure about Chrome, but in Brave, it doesn't show until you turn on pin to toolbar. Once I turn it on, you'll see that now there's an A in the toolbar. You can close this if you want. It doesn't really matter. You're, in theory, going to be using it and then uninstalling it and turning off developer mode. You can leave the files on your computer. That really won't make a difference, but I don't recommend leaving it installed. So going back to Upland, to get it to work, you'll need to refresh the browser window that Upland's in. If you don't, it won't work properly. It'll pretend to work, but it won't work properly. You have to refresh the browser window. So once that's done, you can then, for this example, I'm going to be looking at my collections, but this highlighter actually works in any window that doesn't have a search bar. So it doesn't have to be just collections. It can also be in the assets. Let's say, I think the Block Explorer window doesn't have any search functionality at the moment either. But for now, I'm just going to show you how it works in collections. When you want to use it, you click on the auto scroll search button and then show controller, and that will bring up this little window, and you can move this wherever you like. Basically what it's trying to do is search this list for whatever you type into this entry field. And to make it easier for you to see which list you're searching, I've added this Find List button. If you press this button, it will light up the area that the list is going to be in that it's searching. One thing about Upland's interface is that when I made this with Claude, the AI program I used, it had a very hard time trying to decide which list to look at. Apparently there are containers within containers within containers, and it really had a difficult time trying to find the container that I wanted to search. If I open both of these or three of these at a time, let's say, and I click on Find List, you'll see that it's highlighted all of them because they all are in the same level of container. So that can be an issue. So try not to leave more than one window open at a time because it's going to get confused as to which list it's searching. So again, if you push the Find List, it'll show you the list that it's actually going to be searching. Clearing the highlights will reset the mode that it's in. It'll either be in auto or in manual, but if you clear the highlights, it'll come out of either one of those modes. The speed at which it searches is dependent upon the speed of your network. You can crank this all the way up to 10 if you want, but if your network speed is slow, it's possible that it will skip over some of the results. It may not give you an accurate list of, or it may not find what it's looking for. So be wary of speeding this up. Like I have 1,000 properties, and it'll probably search the entire thing in about 2 minutes or less at level 3. At level 10, it'll probably go through it in about 20 seconds. So it's obviously finding them much faster than you would by yourself. Part of the problem with the way that the interface in the Upland's program works is that this only, like you can only see 6 entries at once, and then beyond that, you're basically, the buffer is only about to 10 or 12 items. It's not very much past the fold being the bottom of the list. So the buffer that you're receiving isn't very large, and that's why if you were to push Control F and actually search this list, it only searches what's in the buffer. And my program or my Chrome extension allows you to search the entire list at once, because as each new, as you scroll, the buffer is refreshed or refilled, and it then continues to search through all the new items. Now this is what it looks like. I'm going to actually find the 12605 Lithuania. I've already searched for this, so it's in my list of things that I've searched for, so this will make it easier. But this is just to show you what it looks like when it's found whatever it's searching for. So I can either press F4 or click on this button, and it will light up the address that I was looking for. It's actually just found the 12605. If there was another 12605, I could not find it with the automatic mode because it only finds the first one. I found it was very difficult to get AI to look for a second match automatically. It sometimes would do it, sometimes wouldn't. So I basically ended up having a manual scroll as well. So if I clear this and hit the manual scroll, you'll see it lights up in exactly the same way because it's still visible in the first window. I'm going to clear this, and I have a lot of properties on Medici Lane in Inglewood. So again, there's two here showing. So what's going to happen is I'm going to delete this and use Medici instead. And when I do the auto find, you'll see it scroll up the list and find the very first one. It won't find the second one because it only the auto find only finds the first one. It's meant for if you know the exact address of the property you're looking for. If you don't know the full address, you just know the street name, let's say, you could then search using the manual scroll, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. But for the beginning, I'm just going to show you it'll find the very first Medici that's on the list. So there it is. So I'll I'll leave this here and I'll do it manually. I'll close or clear the list. Now if I do it manually scrolling, clicking this button, and then I use the mouse wheel to scroll through, you'll see it's going to highlight every single entry as we go. There's another one. There's another one. There's another 3. So you see it's highlighting them as I go. And again, the speed at which I pass through here will actually make a difference. I'm going to clear the highlights and do a manual scroll again. If I scroll really quickly, you'll see it. I've scrolled a long way now and it didn't light any of them up because I was going too quickly. You have to scroll slow enough that it can actually highlight them. But again, you don't have to read each one. It will highlight it for you. And again, clearing the list will reset that mode. Now it doesn't matter how slowly I go, it's not going to highlight them because it's turned off. So those are the two modes that you can use to find the address that you want. It works. I haven't had it fail yet. It's pretty stable. Just remember that you'll have to go a little slowly if you're in manual mode. If you're in automatic mode and know the exact address, it should work fine. It doesn't only work in the assets, in the collections. It also works in assets. So if I bring up assets and then look at, like I said, Block Explorers doesn't have a search feature in it, and I know for certain that I have a Block Explorer called Groundbreaker. So if I do an auto find for Groundbreaker, and there it is. So it works in any window, and again, it's the find list. It'll show you which list it's searching in. And then it should find whatever it is you're looking for. So hopefully this will work for you and speeding up your collections. Again, do not leave this installed when you're done using it. It's easy to install it and easy to remove it, easy to put back in. At some point, if there's enough interest, I will put it in the Chrome store or the Google store, or whatever it's called. But like I said, I have to spend a little bit of money to do that, and I didn't want to bother if no one's going to use it. So to uninstall it, you can just go to the manager, which is this one, extensions, manage extensions, and then remove it, and then turn off developer mode. And now you're back to the way you should be. So do not leave your browser in developer mode. And by the way, the link to the extension, the zipped extension file, will be in the description below.